Hi fellow YouTubers, my name is Doug Woods. I'm back again for the fifth lesson, or the fifth installment of my series that I've entitled, So I Bought My First Guitar, Now What? In lesson one, we basically went over the components of the guitar, and then we moved on in our instruction to cover a chromatic pattern often used in practicing guitar, which I'll go ahead and play right now. And I'm going to set up my other video so I can get a close hand shot. And what you do in this pattern, you go ahead and pick a starting fret. We're going to go ahead and start at the low B, which is on the low E string, 7th fret. And what you do is you're going to play each one of these notes sequentially, half step to half step to half step. Alright, so first you're going to play the 7th fret or B, then you're going to play the 8th fret and C, then you're going to play the 9th fret, which is a C sharp, and then you'll play the 10th fret, if you can see that, which is a D. Then you're going to move on down to the next string, and you're going to do the same thing over. Then the next string, and then the next string, and then the next string. Alright, so all together it would sound like this. And what I would like for you to do when you're doing this exercise is use what we call alternate picking. So you would start with a downstroke, then that would be preceded with an upstroke, and then that would continue on downstroke, so down up, down up, down up, down up. I'm going to go ahead and give you a close-up so you can see that here. And this is what I would be doing with the right hand. Okay, so you get the idea. Now, the next thing we talked about was the C scale, C major scale, which can be played in various positions on the guitar, and we'll go ahead and discuss that in the next video. But one common place to play that is starting on the low E string at the 8th fret. I'll play that and review and give you a close-up of the hands. It goes 8, then 10, then you're going to go 7, then you're going to go 8, 10, next string, which is the D string, 7, this time it's going to be 9, and then the 10th fret. So all together you got, excuse me, alright, now that position, or excuse me, that shape is going to work for every other scale, every other key. So from at the 8th fret you're playing in C. If you shift tonally down 1 fret and play that in the B, 7th, you're going to be playing B. If you slid that tonally down 2 more frets, or a whole step, you could play that in A. Okay, and that's going to work forever and day, all the different keys. Okay, now we also talked about all the natural notes. The natural notes happen to be all in the key of C, because there are no sharps and flats, excuse me, in the key of C. We went through on video 4 on how to find those. If you need to know that, go ahead and review that video and then pick back up on this one. What we want to move into now is extending the C scale, or the major scale, across all the strings. Alright, so what we played before was one octave. Excuse me. If I want to continue that on, it would go. Alright, so now I'll call the fret numbers out so you know what's what's happening. Alright, so it's starting from the low E string. 8, 10, next string. 7, 8, 10, next string. 7, 9, 10, next string, which is the G string. 7, 9, 10. Then you're going to shift, and on the B string, you're going to start at the 8th fret. Then you're going to play 10, 12, high E string, 8, 10, 12. Okay? Now, just like before, you can shift that all over the neck and play your different scales. Alright, now something else I want to show you before I conclude this video and move on to the next is that's not the only place you can play a C. Alright, if you were going around and finding your natural notes, like I showed you in video 4, you would realize, wow, I'm seeing a lot of C's, or I'm seeing a lot of B's, or I'm seeing a lot of E's. Alright, so that's just the way it is. We only have 12 notes in Western music, so for our purposes, there's only 12 notes in music. Only 7 in any particular key. With that said, there's going to be a lot of duplication on instruments. It'd be a very, very limited instrument if it only played in one key. It'd also get very boring very quick. Same thing happens on the piano. There are 88 keys in a standard piano. Only 12 of any of those is in one octave. After that, it's going to repeat. They're all going to be duplicates all the way down, all the way up or down in pitch. Okay, so let me show you another position that you can play C. Alright, we know that on the A string, the 2nd fret is a B, and the 3rd fret is a C. Right? So, this C and that C are tonally the same. They're in the same octave. They're essentially the same. There are some texture differences because of the thickness of the string and the tension and all that stuff that goes along with it, but basically they are exactly the same. Alright, so you can play that exact same scale using these 5 strings as you did using the 6 starting on the low E. So that would go okay. Now you also say, well, what about that low E string? If I could play it before, and if there's natural notes on that low E string, why couldn't I continue to play? And the answer is you can. You can extend that scale lower in pitch just as much as you can higher in pitch. So you could continue that run instead of stopping here on the C. We know the 7th is a half step behind, so the B, you could play that. That's still in the key of C. So that string could be, and then you can follow that up with the A, the G, the F. So you could turn that scale into this. I made a mistake, and that's where I made it. Okay, so let me call those notes out to you. So starting on the 5th string, or the A string, at the 3rd fret, you've got C, D, drop down to the next string, E, F, G, next string, A, B, C, next string, D, E, F, next string, G, A, B. And then the C is here too if you wanted to slide to it. Alright. Those shapes exist up and down the neck in the different and the different keys. Alright, so now you know how to play full 6-string scale, cover multiple octaves. We've also touched on natural notes from the previous videos and the chromatic scale. Any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments section. If you like this video, go ahead and hit like, and if you like my method of instruction, please subscribe to this channel. And like I said, put your comments in the comment section below. They can help spark future lessons. I have the disadvantage of not having a student sitting in front of me, so I don't get the opportunity to read the body language and ascertain whether a certain topic I covered was something that they could grasp or not. The only way I'll know if you're grasping what I'm trying to teach is by your questions and comments. If you're having a particular problem, you're getting bad fretted notes and bad sounds when you're trying to play. Let's say you're working on the chromatic scale and you're getting sounds like that. If you shoot a video to me, and I think you can probably add that into your comments. I can then listen to you, and then I can make suggestions by hearing the mistakes and seeing what your fingers are doing. I hope this helps, and I hope to see you in the next video.